John Podesta went on a Fox News show. I don't know the name of the show, actually. And he was asked a pretty interesting question. Before we look at that clip, I just wanted to play this little gem from last year. Enjoy.
We are at war with Russia. Or perhaps more correctly, we have lost a war with Russia without a battle. We are no longer a sovereign nation. We are no longer a democracy. We are no longer a free people. We are the victims of a bloodless coup. So far, a bloodless coup engineered by Russia with, at best, the traitorous indifference of the Republican Party and Donald John Trump.
This was 8 months ago, by the way, and he still hasn't changed his tune. There's plenty to criticize, not just Trump, but everybody on. And these people only want to focus on a conspiracy theory at best. There was much more tangible evidence, and I say evidence, but I use that word very lightly, for Pizzagate or Seth Rich. These two things had far more to go off of, far more to look at than Russia-Trump. I've done my own digging. There isn't anything there. It's quite literally a nothing burger. But then they're quick to dismiss everything else as being a conspiracy theory. I think it's safe to say if they say it's a conspiracy theory, you're probably dead on the money. But let's go ahead and watch his reaction, because it is just beautiful watching this little rodent squirm.
Do you find it odd that there's been so much attention on the Trump campaign and the Trump associates and potential collusion with Russians when, in fact, it's really the Democrats who have deeper and stronger ties to Russia? I mean, John, I've got to ask you about your own situation, your ties to Russian entities. You joined the board of a small energy company in 2011. 2 months later, a Russian entity directly funded by the Kremlin invested $35 million in the company. You were given 75,000 shares in a Russian company, which you failed to disclose when you became an Obama associate.
This is from a Daily Caller article. I'll leave a link in the description so you could check out the full article for yourself. Joule Unlimited Technologies, financed in part by a Russian firm, originally awarded Podesta 100,000 shares of stock options when in 2010 he joined the board along with its Dutch-based entities. When Podesta announced his departure from the Joule board in January 2014 to become President Barack Obama's special counselor, the company officially issued him 75,000 common shares of stock. The same year Podesta joined Joule, the company agreed to accept $35 million from Rosnano, a state-run and financed Russian company with close ties to President Vladimir Putin.
Maria, that's not true. I fully disclosed and was completely compliant with, and by the way, I divested before I went into the White House.
But where did you divest it, John? A lot of people feel like you divested it to your adult children.
I divested it consistent with the advice that I was given by the White House counsel's office. And I was fully compliant and fully transparent about what I had done. And so the fact that you're picking through my emails that were stolen by the Russians and released by WikiLeaks, and creating a story which is not true is something that we have to deal with through the whole.
So you weren't given 75,000 shares of stock in a Russian company? You were not given 75,000 shares?
I didn't have any stock in any Russian company.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, all of those sources that claim you have ties to a company with ties to Vladimir Putin, that's just fake news. Every single one of those sources. I should be watching CNN so they can look through anything Trump-related and look for the word Russia on anything bought in Russia, anyone who went to Russia. Meanwhile, oddly enough, they don't really care about places like Israel. A lot of our senators and our congressmen have dual citizenship in Israel. And I don't have an opinion on the whole Israel thing. I'm not nearly informed enough to have an opinion, at least for what I think. But I find it interesting that there is much more evidence that there is influence from other countries other than Russia. And no one gives a shit because it doesn't fit this conspiracy theory. That's exactly what this whole Trump-Russia thing is. It's a conspiracy theory. So I'm going to end the video there, mostly because it is like 110 degrees in this room, and I turned off all the fans so I could record audio, and I'm just rather eager to turn them back on because it is just horrible in here. So let me know what you think in the comments section below, and I should have a video going up at around 11 p.m. midnight tonight. My upload schedule got fucked up. It should be about American Pravda, James O'Keefe, Project Veritas. It might be a bit of a longer video, closer to like 10 minutes. I wrote the script for it last night. And we will evaluate the evidence the things that are brought to light, and a lot of people have been critiquing the Van Jones clip, so we'll take a look at that. And yeah, that'll about do it. So I will see you all later.